On the morning of August 13, 2018, Nicole Atkinson knew something was wrong. She had spent the weekend with her close friend, Shannon Watts, on a business trip in Arizona. Late the night before, Nicole personally dropped Shannon off at her home in Frederick, Colorado. Shannon was tired, pregnant, and dealing with stress in her marriage, but she was still in constant contact with Nicole, as she always was. That night, Shannon sent her last known messages. By morning, everything went silent. Shannon missed a scheduled doctor's appointment. She didn't answer texts. She didn't return calls. Her phone, which she rarely put down, went straight to voicemail. Nicole became worried almost immediately. This wasn't normal. Shannon was a devoted mother. She never disappeared without telling someone. She never ignored important appointments, and she never went hours without checking her phone. By late morning, Nicole's concern turned into fear. She called again, no answer. She drove to Shannon's house. Outside, everything looked normal. Chris Watts' truck was in the driveway, the house was locked, but Shannon's car was still there. So were her shoes, so was her purse. Nothing made sense. Nicole knocked. No response. She called Chris, who was at work. He sounded calm. He claimed Shannon had taken the kids to a friend's house, but he couldn't say which friend. He didn't know where she was. He didn't seem concerned. That answer alarmed Nicole. She knew Shannon wouldn't leave without her phone, her car, or telling anyone. Within minutes, Nicole called the police. Officers arrived for a welfare check. Chris returned home. Inside, they found Shannon's phone, medication, and belongings still there. Everything she needed was untouched. It was as if she had vanished. Nicole stayed at the house, watching closely. She noticed Chris's strange behavior, his nervous packing, his lack of urgency, his inconsistent answers. While others were still hopping, Shannon would walk through the door. Nicole felt the truth was darker. Her instincts were right. Within days, investigators uncovered surveillance footage, phone records, and evidence that pointed directly to Chris. Under pressure, he confessed to murdering Shannon and their 2 daughters. If Nicole had waited, if she had ignored her instincts, if she had assumed everything was fine, the case might have gone cold. But she didn't. She trusted her gut. She made the call. She refused to stay silent. Because of her quick action, the truth was uncovered before it could be buried. Nicole Atkinson didn't just notice the warning signs. She acted on them. And in doing so, she helped bring justice to a tragedy that shocked the world.
Hi there.
Hello.
Are you Nicole?
I was about a minute, yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Agent Greg Zettner with Colorado Bureau of Investigation.
Okay.
I just talked to you on the phone a few minutes ago. So, can we go down to the little conference room on the end here and talk? I'd appreciate that.
How are you liking the weather?
And it's raining like crazy. Oh, jeez. All right. And is it Nichol? Nickole? And I'm sorry, what did you say last name was again?
Do you want my married one that happened a month ago, or because it hasn't changed yet, or the one that's on my driver's license?
What's on your driver's license?
Right now, Utoft, but
How do you spell that?
Utoft, but that should change tomorrow, hopefully.
Okay. To Atkinson?
Yeah, Atkinson.
Okay. And that 970 number, that's what I called you on?
Yeah.
That's the best
That's
number
my
for you?
cell,
Okay. And what's your home address?
229 Florence Avenue,
Florence.
Firestone. April 52.
And what's your date of birth?
6481.
Okay. All right, so I understand that you are pretty good friends with, is it Shannon or Shanann?
It's Shanann. You pronounce it like shenanigans.
Okay.
Everybody calls her everything else but that, but it's Shanann.
Right.
It took me like 2 years to get it down.
Okay, yeah, I've heard Shannon, I've heard this, that, and the
Yeah,
other, so
Shanann.
Shanann, okay.
Yeah.
So I understand you and Shanann are pretty good friends, is that,
I mean, yeah,
Correct.
we hang out a lot. We have kids the same age.
Okay.
I met her because her mom started working for me when I was running a whole bunch of salons and decided to change professions, so now I'm here, but
Okay.
that's not important.
all right. So how long have you known Shanann?
3 to 4 years, I would
Okay.
say. It was when Bella was little, and then she was pregnant with Cece, and Cece just turned 30, so.
Okay. So Bella is the older one, right?
Bella's 4.
Bella's 4. And then is it
Cece-
Celeste?
It's
actually?
Celeste, and
Okay.
she goes by Cece, yeah. Or they call her Cece.
Right.
'Cause it's Celeste
She's
Catherine.
3?
Yeah, she
Okay.
just turned 3 in July.
Okay. Okay. And, okay, that's into, you guys have kids that are close in age?
Yeah, my youngest is Madison. She's 2 and will be 3 in October. So
Okay.
we go to their house, or they always ask, "When's Madison coming over?" If I go by myself and
Sure.
they're there. So
Okay. So since you've known Shanann for about 3 to 4 years, when did you meet Chris?
the same time I met Shanann, I actually got invited by her mom Sandy over for Cece's first birthday party.
Okay.
I mean, I like talked to her in passing, but to actually like say I got to know her and stuff like that, I met her before, but not like where we developed a friendship. So, Cece's first birthday party around then, I went over and I met the whole family and spent
Okay.
some time with them. So, and ever since then, because we have the same kids in age, and she got me doing Thrive with her. So.
Okay. What is Thrive? I've heard about that. I don't
So
know exactly what that is.
It's these patches that we wear,
Mhm.
and it's a nutritional supplement.
Oh, okay.
So it's not just patches, but that's the gist of it.
Okay.
Unless you want more information.
I've heard of it, I didn't know what it was.
Yeah,
So-
it's a nutritional supplement.
Okay.
It just time releases vitamins and minerals into your body all day long, so it gives you like mental clarity and
Oh,
energy.
all right.
You actually stop craving stuff that you normally would want, like ice cream. I don't crave ice cream anymore. I
Really?
quit drinking soda. I don't drink coffee.
Oh. All right, good.
Yeah.
Okay. So were you and
Arizona.
Shanann?
Shanann.
See, now you got me wanting to say Shanann again.
Right.
So were you guys together in the Thrive
Mhm.
part of this? Is that like a?
It's a home-based business.
Okay.
It's kind of like Mary Kay, or it's a direct sales
Okay,
thing.
gotcha.
So she actually, when I went to Cece's birthday party 2 years ago, gave me a sample, and then I went over to her house and we had play dates and whatnot for a year. We'd go to lunch or whatever here or there, like girlfriends do. And then a year ago, I finally decided to try it. After the sample she gave me sat there, and I was like, okay, I texted her and was like, I'm gonna try it, and she's like, okay. And then like by day 2, I went over and signed up to be a promoter because I actually felt what it was doing for me. So I was like, she's like, you just be a customer, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna talk about it. I want to make money off of it. So
Okay.
yeah.
So you guys were wrapped up in the Thrive thing together.
Yes,
And
we
so-
left together. We flew out together and we flew back together.
Okay. So you guys, was there like a Thrive convention this last
There
weekend?
was a training in Arizona
Okay.
that some of the top leaders of the company were putting on.
Okay. Where was it in Arizona?
Scottsdale, at the Embassy Suites.
Okay. And so you guys went there. When did you guys go?
I left here at 4 o'clock on Friday morning. So it was Thursday night. Friday morning, and I drove from here to her house and picked her up, and then we drove to the airport.
Okay. Do you
And
remember what time you picked her up?
I was around 4:30.
In the morning?
Mhm.
Okay. You guys have a really early flight, I assume?
Yeah, we flew out at 7.
Do you know
I can
airline?
pull it up. It was Southwest.
Southwest?
Yeah, I can show you the boarding passes if you want. They're on my phone.
And you flew from here to Scottsdale?
Phoenix.
Phoenix? Okay.
It's about 20.
It's Sky Harbor, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, So you picked her up on, that was Thursday,
Thursday.
you said? So
Mhm.
what day was it? Thursday the 9th, is that right?
Well, it was Friday morning, so it would have been the 10th.
Oh, I got you. Okay, August 10th at 4:30 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And your flight was at what time? 7:10, you said, something like
We
that?
flew out at 7.
7? Okay.
Mhm. So we got to the airport like right around 5 o'clock.
Sure. Okay. So you picked her up from her house.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the one on?
2825.
Yeah. What's her address? 2825.
2825. It just escaped me. Give me a second. Saratoga.
Oh, there you go.
I was like,
Saratoga Trail, is that right?
yeah.
Okay. And did you go inside?
Nope.
Did you
Because
just
the
wait
kids
out
were
front?
sleeping. She
Okay.
said, just text me when you get here. She was actually waiting on the front porch.
Oh, she was? Okay.
Yeah.
So you didn't see any of the kids? You didn't
Mhm.
see Chris?
No.
She was just on the front porch
Yeah.
with a bag, suitcase?
She had a carry-on suitcase in her purse.
Okay. You remember what color her carry-on was?
It's black. It's in the house sitting right by the stairs.
Is it? Okay. I haven't been in there. So carry-on. Did
It was
wheels?
sitting there. Yeah.
Okay. Like your regular carry-on.
Yeah, I think it's like a, I don't know, it's black and has some patent leather on it.
Okay.
It was sitting in the, well, because I've been in the house in the last 2 days, it was sitting right by the stairs
Okay.
when we went in yesterday.
Okay. So you pick her up 4:30 at her house. She's got the carry-on and her purse.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of purse does she have?
It was a Dolce and Gabbana, like beige colored. It's in
Beige.
the house too.
Okay.
I found it in her office when we went through the house.
So it was in the office?
Yeah, it was in her office,
Okay.
like right inside the door. I don't know how I walked past it as many times as I did, because when we went in, I was concerned about Shanann,
Mm-hmm.
because, I don't know, I can let you ask your questions, I can tell the story as you ask them, or I can just tell you, I don't know.
We'll kind of muddle through this. So
Okay.
just go ahead. I'll interrupt if I have a question.
So I was concerned because normally when we come back from these, she harasses me, and I don't want to say harass me, but she harasses me the next day, like, come on, let's call people, let's get things going, let's work business. And she didn't call it, or she didn't text that morning. Like, usually I have a text message between 6:30 and 7:30 from her if she wants to do business or wants to get together or whatever. And I had signed up a new promoter over the weekend, so we had plans to go to lunch with her at 1:30. And I woke up at like 7:45 that morning, and I didn't hear anything from her. I thought it was odd, but I knew we were both tired, so I rolled over and went back to sleep. And then I woke up, and I still hadn't heard anything from her, so I texted her. Like I said, I can show you the text.
Yeah.
I just have to skim through. She's usually on the top. I texted her on yesterday morning at 8:43 a.m. asking her, how are you?
8:43.
Yeah. And then I texted again at 8:55 and said, just wanted to see if you were okay. I know you're hurting a lot last night. I hope you're okay. She's 15 weeks pregnant, and she was having a lot of migraines over the weekend. And she she was tired. She wasn't eating because of what was going, like we were pushing food on her and water because she was dehydrated and not eating like she normally does. And I presumed it had to do with what was going on with Chris. So.
All right, hang on.
Okay.
Let me catch up with you real quick.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. Okay, so migraines. Let me make a few notes so we can come back.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've got only part of the story, so I may not be able.
Yeah, no, you're fine. I can
totally
go back
following
to your
with you here.
questions if
Okay.
you want. I can jump back.
Okay, let me go back to the beige purse real
Okay.
quick. So that was the beige purse that she took with her on the trip,
Mhm.
and it was in the office.
Yes.
Where you found it. Okay.
Yes.
Is that an unusual place for that to be?
I mean, no. I mean, I don't pay attention to where Shanann puts her purse or whatever. So no, I don't think so. But usually she has it on the counter when I'm there because we're getting ready to leave. So I don't know.
So did you move it at all, or did you just leave it where it was?
I told them I found it, and then they asked me to get it. The police officer did, and Chris, so I went and grabbed it, and I gave it to Chris. I didn't go through it. I gave it to him and let
Okay.
him go through it.
All right. Okay, let's go, so I'll let you tell me your story,
Okay.
and then we'll go back through and I'll ask you questions about
Okay.
that. Okay.
So
So let's start with, you go to the conference and
we came home.
came home.
We came home.
What time did you come home? Let's start with that.
So our flight was delayed. We were supposed to fly out at 8:45, I believe. I'd have to look at the boarding pass and get here at 11:25. And our flight got delayed, and we didn't actually take off. I want to say it was 10:20 is when we boarded the plane, and we didn't get here until 12:45 in the morning.
12:45. Okay.
And then I dropped her off between, I thought it was around 1:45 because I got home a little after 2. But the neighbor's security system has me dropping her off at 1:48.
Okay.
And then I went home and I didn't talk to her again that night.
Okay. And what time did you get home?
I got home a little after 2.
little after
Like
2.
it was like 2:01 or 2:03.
Okay.
It wasn't like we live really close together.
How far do you live away?
From her house to my house, I would say like 5 or 6 miles.
Okay.
It's on the other side of I-25, so
Okay.
over in Firestone.
Okay. Oh, you're right. Okay. Okay. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
So then that morning I woke up and I texted her,
Mm-hmm.
and like I said, I asked her if she was okay, and then and then at 8:55 I texted and said, just wanted to see if you're okay. I know you were hurting a lot last night. I hope you're okay, because she was in a lot of pain on the plane. Last year in August she had a neck surgery and had to have a degenerative disc fixed. So her neck was really bothering her, and because we'd sat in the airport extra long, she was sitting for extra long, and she was in a lot of pain. I don't know if it was that, and then she had a headache on top of it, and so that's why I texted her that morning, because like I said, it's not normal for her not to text me in the morning usually.
Does she have medication that she generally takes for the?
Yeah, she had, I don't know what it is, but she did have migraine medicine with her, and then she also had anti-nausea medicine with her that she was taking over the weekend.
Okay.
And they
Do the migraines make her sick?
yeah.
Like nauseated?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and that she's pregnant too, so I don't know if she's taking the anti-nausea for the migraine or
There
for
is
the
that,
pregnancy.
yeah, right.
So, yeah. So then I didn't hear anything, and I knew she had a doctor's appointment at 9 a.m. That was the other thing. On the way home, she was saying that in the car, she said, it's going to really suck to get up in 3 hours. And I was like, that's only 5:30. Why are you getting up in 3 hours? And she's like, because Cece will be up, the baby. She's like, she's still in North Carolina time, because they had just the week prior come back from being in North Carolina for 6 weeks.
Okay.
Who
Who all was in North Carolina?
Cece, Bella, and Shanann all went out. I could look on the calendar and tell you the dates. At the end of June. And then Chris went out the last week and then flew back with them. They were
Okay.
there. Let's see. We came back from San Diego on the 25th. So she flew out on the 26th of June, and then they came back. And then Chris flew out there on the 31st of July. And then they all flew back on the 7th of August.
Okay.
Um,
So, the doctor's appointment was at
That was-
prenatal?
yeah, it was a prenatal appointment.
Okay.
And so I texted her and said how her appointment went. Asked her how her appointment went. Find it again. I texted her and again at 9:21 and said, let me know how your appointment goes. And then at 11:46, because I thought she might be busy out running errands or whatever. I mean, it wasn't like her, but
Is it unusual for her not to return texts?
yes, very unusual. Because of her business, that's how she communicates with everybody. She's constantly on Facebook, and that was the other thing. She didn't post on social media that morning. And if you go back and look through her Facebook, she has posts anywhere from 5:30 to 7 in the morning, every single morning. Every morning. It's
Okay.
very unlikely.
And she didn't on the 12th.
Correct.
And then that's unusual.
Yes.
Okay.
So when I looked on Facebook, because I hadn't been on Facebook either, I was I drove to Longmont around 10 to go look at a house for the other gal that was with us in Arizona. Her name's Cassie. They're supposed to be moving out here. So I went to go look at a house for them, and after I did that, I was like, I haven't heard from Shanann, have you? And she was like, no, I haven't either. She's not returning my phone calls or texts. Like, we both have called and texted her. So at 11:46, I said, I'm very worried about you. I'm coming to your house. And the reason I decided to go to her house was because I had watched the dog Dieter, the week before, and I didn't bother Chris because I knew he figured he was at work, but I figured, like, well, maybe after he left for work she passed out or something. She's pregnant, she wasn't feeling well, something. So I was like, I'll just go to the house and see if she's there. And if her car's there but she doesn't answer, then I'll use their code to go in. So I had my son with me, my 16-year-old and my 2-year-old, and I go to their house. And I knocked on the door, and I rang the doorbell, and her shoes that she had on the night before were right inside the door. And those shoes she wears everywhere. It doesn't matter if there's, like, unless it snows 3 feet, she will put on tennis shoes, but they're flip-flops. She wears them everywhere. So I was like, well, that's odd if she's not here. And she buys the same damn flip-flops every year because she likes them that much. Like,
Well, do you know what kind of brand name they are?
I don't. I have a picture of them.
Could you send me some of this stuff?
Yeah.
Could you, if you have a picture of the flip flops, that'd be great. And could you, do you know how to do like
Yeah.
screenshots?
Mhm.
Can you send me
My text?
those texts? That
Yeah.
also, that'd be perfect. If you could send them to that phone number I called you on, that would be
Okay.
great. What color are these flip flops?
They're black.
Are they like regular between the toe flip flop?
Yeah.
Okay. And those were inside the door, and you could see them.
Yeah, I could see them because the way their door is, it's a door, and then there's 2 glass panels on each side.
Okay.
So I knocked, I rang the doorbell.
And she
nobody-
always wears those.
all the time.
Nothing else.
I mean,
ever.
she wears other shoes, like if she goes out on a date or something, she'll wear other shoes, but she's always in those flip-flops.
Okay.
Like, we went to Arizona, and that's the only shoes she brought with her.
Okay.
And then, oh, so she didn't answer. I knocked. She rang the doorbell. She didn't answer. And then I tried the code. I didn't even think to look for the car yet, but I tried the code. And then when I went to open the door, they have one of those locks like you have in a hotel room up top.
Oh yeah. The
So that was
thing that flip over.
that was flipped. So I couldn't get in, but I mean, you could stick your arm in, but you couldn't get in.
Right.
So I was like,
So you have the code for the door.
I do have the code for the door,
Okay.
but I couldn't get
Right.
in.
Okay.
So then I was like, why would they flip this lock? The only time I know of them flipping that lock is when Cece, their 3-year-old, tries to escape. Or, I mean, I don't know if they flip it at night because I'm never there when they go to bed, but the only time I've seen them use it is when they're on the inside of the house.
Mm-hmm.
To keep Cece from going outside, because she's at that age where she can open the
Yeah,
door
right.
and she escapes. So the lock was flipped, and I was like, I yelled through the door, nobody answered me, and then I told Nicholas, my son, I was like, because the garage panels where you can see in, it was too high for me. I'm like, come look and see for cars in the garage, and he couldn't. So then I backed my car up and pulled it up closer to the garage, and he stood on my hood to look and see, and her car was in the garage, and I'm like, why would, like, in the back door they have a sliding glass door too that you can see from the front door, and they have one of those things that comes down. That was locked
Key
too.
bar?
Yeah, that was locked too, and I'm like, and the dog was put up, and I don't know if they cage him all the time, but as far as I know, they only do it when they leave the house, so I don't know. And then I don't remember at what point I mean, I could look at my phone, but I did call Chris and said, I was like, Chris, I'm worried about Shanann. She's not at home, or I said her car's here, but she's not at home, and, do you know where she's at? Like, it's not, I haven't heard from her this morning. He then told me that she did not take the girls to daycare and they were going on a play date. And then I turned around and I was like, well, if they went on a play date, why doesn't she have her car? And then he proceeded to tell me, he's like, I don't know what Shanann's told you or hasn't told you, or if you know any of this, but he's like, and I'm not trying to bring you into her personal stuff, but me and Shanann are separating and we're going to sell the house. And at which point I said, Chris, your personal stuff is none of my business. That's not my concern right now. Either your wife and you will work things out or you won't. But where is your wife? Because she doesn't, like, she goes everywhere in that car. She's paid for by the company, like, It was just odd to me that the car was there.
Does she have any other mode of transportation?
No, that's her only vehicle.
Okay.
The only other vehicle they have is his work truck, and he's not allowed to drive anybody in it but him.
Okay.
Like, he will drive home from work, drop off the truck, and pick up the other car to go get the kids from school if he has to.
Okay. What time did you call Chris?
I called him at 12:27. And I called him twice. He didn't answer, and then I called again.
Okay.
And that, I mean, we had that conversation.
And that's when he said that they were
she
going
was
on a play date.
And I was like, okay, but like, if they're on a play date, how'd she get him there?
Yeah.
Because they're both in car seats.
Right.
He's like, well, a friend must have picked him up or something. He's like, I don't know. He's like, I'm busy and I'm at work. He's like, and because I was messing with the door, I set off the alarm system. So they called him at work. And he's like, are you messing with the door? I said, yeah, I tried to get in your house because I'm worried about your wife. And he was like, he's like, she's on a plate. And I can't know what to tell you. I'm at work. He's like, I'll try and contact her. And he hung up. So then I went and locked the front door, and my son was messing with the garage door, and I told him to stop it, and he set the alarm off again. And then Chris called again and said, are you still at my house? And I told him no, because we were leaving, but we left, because I'm like, okay, well, let's go see if she went to her doctor's appointment, because I'm trying to like maybe, I don't know, maybe she did go on a play date, who knows. So I drove to the doctor's office, because I doctor there too, and I know they're not supposed to give out personal, and they didn't give out personal information, like I'm CNA, I know the whole HIPAA laws and all of that. I just walked up to him and I said, I know you're not supposed to tell me this, I get it, I don't need other information, I just need to know if Shanann Watts showed up for her doctor's appointment. And the lady looked at me and I was like, please, I just need to know if I need to be concerned, and if she didn't show up for that appointment, I know I need to be concerned. And she told me she didn't show up for the appointment.
Okay. What time were you at the doctor's office? Do you remember?
Well, if I called Chris at 12:27, it's probably like 15 minutes from their house. I can give you the address of the doctor's office.
Yeah, if you know it.
It's 6, yeah, because I go there all the time. It's
Okay.
651 Mitchell Way. And it's in Erie, Colorado.
And you think you're there 1 o'clock-ish, maybe?
Let's see. Cassie called me at, when I was leaving there and I was heading back, at 12:40. So yeah, I would say around 12:30, 12:40.
Okay, 12.
Because I got 2 phone calls from her friends because they both wanted to know what was going on.
Okay. So you think it's about 15 minutes between their house and the doctor's office?
Mhm.
So we call it 12:45? Would that be accurate, you think?
Possibly, yeah.
Okay, I'll call it, how about 12:40 to 12:45?
Okay.
Does that sound
Okay.
accurate to you?
Yeah, well, I left the house, when I called Chris was when I left the house shortly thereafter, and that was at 12:27, so.
Okay. All right, I don't want to put words in your mouth.
No, I
so-
know. So then, after I left the doctor's office, I was like, okay, something's seriously wrong. So, because I've been in contact with Cassie and Christina all morning, because these are people that would normally talk to her every day. I called them, I'm like, what do I do? Chris said she's with a friend, and they were both like, go back to the house and call the cops. So then I did. I drove back to the house, and I called Chris again. I said, I'm going back to, well, I texted Shanann again. I don't mean to jump around.
That's okay. I'm with you.
There's just, I don't get it. Sunday, Monday. I texted her, this is when I left the doctor's office, at
Okay.
12:47. I texted her, I said, I've been to your house, you won't open the door, your alarm's set, your shoes are sitting inside, your car's home, I'm very concerned about you right now, I need you to text me or call me, I just want to know you're okay. If you don't want to talk to nobody, you don't want to be around anybody. I get it. It's fine. I just need to know you're okay. And she didn't respond. So I was driving back to her house at that point.
Okay.
And then Cassie had called Chris and told Chris that he needed to go to his house.
And who's Cassie?
She's one of the other Thrive promoters, but we're all friends. She was in Arizona with us.
Okay.
She lives in Arizona.
Oh, she does? Okay.
Yeah.
And who is Christina?
Christina's also another friend, but she lived with Chris. She lived with Chris and Shanann for 6 weeks when she had her neck surgery. She lives in Hawaii, and she flew out here with her daughter and lived with Shanann for the 6 weeks when she had her neck surgery.
Okay. But neither of them are actually here?
No.
Okay.
That's why they were on the phone with me, because I called one of them and was like, have you, either one of you heard from Shanann? Because I hadn't heard from her either. So I started reaching out to people like, okay, if somebody's heard from her, at least then I don't have to worry.
Right. Okay, so you text her at 12:47 and you're going to her house.
Right.
What happens now?
So then I'm talking to, within all of this time frame, I talked to Chris, I think I called Chris again. I talked to Cassie, and she said that she had talked to Chris and he was supposed to be at his house and be there in 30 minutes. And I was like, well, I'm on my way back. So I called Chris at 12:41.
12:49 you said?
12:41.
12:41.
I called him at 12:41.
Okay. Did you talk to him at that point?
I can't remember if I talked to him or he didn't answer.
Okay.
I don't remember, because I called him again at 1:31, because by this time I'd already been back to the house.
Okay.
And Cassie had said that he was coming back and he'd be there in 30 minutes. So that was in the time frame that I was driving back to the house.
Okay.
So I don't remember if I talked to him, to be honest with you, at the 12:41.
Okay.
But I did talk to him at 1:31 because he wasn't home yet and he should have been there if it was only going to take him 30 minutes.
Right.
So, and by that time I called the Frederick Police Department at 1:31, because I called Chris at 1:31. I called Chris and said, Chris, where are you? You said you were going to be here in 30 minutes. He's like, I'm on my way. I'm on I-70. I'm 45 minutes out. I said, well, I'm calling the police to do a health and wellness check. And I honestly couldn't tell you at that point what he said or didn't say.
Okay.
The phone call was, I don't even know. I will tell you details. I had an incoming call at 12:41 and it lasted for 42 seconds. I think that was him calling me to ask me if I was still at the house messing with the door.
At 12:41?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then at 1:31 I called him, and that's when I told him that, like, you're not here. And then he still wasn't at the house. By 1:52 I called again and was like, where are you? But I had already called the police then, and they were on
What
their
time
way.
did you call the police?
1:33.
Did you call 911 or the regular line?
I called the non-emergency line
Okay.
because I didn't know whether they would consider that emergency or not, so I looked up the non-emergency line and called it.
Okay.
And then,
So then 1:52 you said you got another phone call? Or you
I
Chris
called him again and I was like, where are you? Because the police were there and they wanted to know how far out he was because we couldn't get in the house. The police couldn't even get in the house.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I don't want to break down the door if she's not in there. So, the police officer didn't. So he was checking windows and stuff and trying to figure out how he could get in. And then he said, he was like 10 or 15 minutes out or whatnot. I really don't remember.
Okay.
It was a very short conversation, though. I can tell you how long it lasted. I was on the phone with him for 17 seconds, so if that tells you.
Sure. That's short.
Yeah. So then Chris gets there, and the police officer was like, do you know where your wife is? And he's like, no. He's like, well, can you open your door so we can go inside? And, he wasn't there yet. And then I called her mom, because her mom had lived there too. So I called Cassie, because Cassie stayed with her, and then her mom stayed with her. So I was trying to get anybody to give us a code to the garage, because that was the only way to get in. So I let Chris go, and then I called her mom, and her mom didn't know what was going on. And I was like, Sandy, do you have a code to Shannon and Chris's garage door? And she was like, she started giving me numbers, but none of them worked. And then I, of course, had to tell her what was going on, and I didn't call her before that because I didn't want to upset her if there was nothing to upset her about. So, and then Chris showed up and let us in.
Okay. How did he let you in?
He opened the garage door.
Okay. So
And it didn't
there's
dawn.
I'm sorry. There's a front door and then a back sliding glass door.
Yeah.
And then is there a door through the garage as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're okay. It didn't dawn on me at the time because he went to open the front door so we could come inside. But when we walked into the garage, or when the garage door opened, he immediately opened the car door and then bolted for the house. Like, the more, like, I've been trying to play this through my head so many times in the last 2 days.
Okay, let me see if I've got this straight. So he opens the garage door, and it's you and Chris.
The police
And
officer,
the police officer.
my 16-year-old, my 2-year-old, I think, was playing in the front seat of the car still at that point. And the neighbor might have been there by that point. The
Okay.
neighbor came over at some point.
Okay, so the garage door goes up,
Uh-huh.
and is Chris in first?
Yeah.
Who's behind him?
I think it was the police officer and
Okay.
then me and my son.
Okay, so as Chris walks by, what car is in the garage?
It's a white Lexus.
Okay, is it one of the SUV type
Yeah,
vehicles? I don't
like
know.
a Ford Explorer type version.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And so he walks along the passenger side? I'm sorry,
Yeah.
along the driver's side?
No, passenger side.
Passenger side.
And he opens the door. And it didn't,
Front or
front passenger door.
front passenger door?
And I don't know why that's sticking out of my head, but it like distracted all of us because I started looking at the car and then I looked to see if the girls' car seats were in there and whatever. And then he went and opened the front door and it, like, I didn't even dawn to go on the front door. We all went through the garage. But he went around and opened the front door, did whatever he did. And I'm not trying to incriminate the man, I don't know what my friend
That's
is.
unusual.
And it doesn't explain things.
Okay. So let's see. So into garage. Opens front passenger door.
Mm-hmm.
You think that was an effort to delay?
I don't know, and it could just be me, like, my mind, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to, like, replay the events of what happened. It just was odd to me, like, if we're looking for them in the house, why did you open the car door?
Yeah,
It was odd.
that is unusual. Okay, so I assume that delay wasn't very long.
No, it was probably, like, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, I don't even know, it wasn't that long, but we went in the house, but I know I was, like, because I looked and the car seats were in there, I'm like, if she's with friends, why are the car seats here?
Mm.
Like, how many friends do you know carry around extra car seats?
Yeah, none.
So, yeah, so that's where, like, the more I've thought about it since yesterday, I'm like, why did he open the car door? Like, that's something you do after the fact, I think. Like, I'd go inside and see if somebody was in there or if they were okay. So,
Okay, so then you go inside.
we're inside.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
And everybody kind of split. The police officer and him, like, everybody kind of split because we were looking for Cece and Bella and Shanann. Like, everybody just kind of split up because at this point, I don't know what you guys are considering this or not considering this, but at this point, we all split up and we're just looking to see if we can find them. Downstairs, upstairs, everywhere. Every room, everywhere. We're just looking. And they're nowhere in the house. They're nowhere. Like,
Okay.
nowhere.
Can you describe the house, inside of the house for me? I mean, is it in shambles? Is it
No.
messy? Is it
No,
neat?
it's clean. It's neat and
Is it
clean.
always that way?
For the most part, I mean, the girls might have a couple toys out here or there, but no, it was really clean. Like, and Shanann's, like, I'm sure you're gonna go in her house at some point. She's very OCD. Everything's labeled. It has its spot.
Okay.
It doesn't move from that spot. If it does, it gets put back in that spot. Like, yeah.
Okay. Do you notice anything unusual? Does it smell weird?
No, it just.
Is anything out of place that
I
you
mean, I could say it
notice?
felt weird, but
Felt weird.
it felt weird.
Let's talk about feeling weird.
I don't know. By that point, it felt like it had an eerie feeling to it. My mind wasn't in a good place.
Okay.
Because it didn't. She never leaves that car. Like, that car goes everywhere with her. I mean, unless she's out of town and Chris needs the car because he has the girls, they always have that. She's always in that car. So, it was just weird to me that the car was there. Her shoes were by the front door.
Okay.
So
would it be fair to say that for her to leave the house without her shoes and that car,
it's out of character.
it's very unusual for her?
Yes. And it got worse as we went on. So we all split up and we're looking for things. And then I'm not sure how we all ended upstairs, but we all ended upstairs at one point, and Shanann makes her daughter's beds every day. Like, I've been upstairs, they have a playroom upstairs, I've seen their rooms. Those beds were not made.
The beds weren't made.
The little girls' beds were not made. Shanann's and Chris's bed was stripped.
Okay.
All of the bedding was, and I don't know if all of the bedding, but the bedding was all over in the corners of the room. And I didn't touch it, I didn't go through it, I don't know like if sheets were missing or anything like that, but all of the bedding was stripped off the bed, which I thought was weird. And then the police officer had asked if she had her phone on her, and we didn't know at that point. And then like 5 minutes later, my son was like rummaging through the pillows on the sofa, and he found her phone shoved down in the cushions on the sofa.
Okay. All right. Let me back up to the bed real quick.
Okay.
Okay. So just so I'm clear, so the girls' beds were not made, and that's unusual.
Yes.
Okay. And then the bedding for their bed, which I would say was a master bedroom.
Yeah. You can see it from the stairs.
Okay. And it was all stripped off and then like piled in the corner, or
Yeah, there was a pile over in like, if you were facing the room this way and the bed's right here, there was piles in the both of these corners.
Okay. So it's in two corners. Okay, so was it just a bare mattress that you saw?
Yeah, there was a mattress cover on it, but like
Okay.
I don't know if it was a mattress pad or just a mattress cover, but there weren't any sheets or blankets or pillows on it.
Okay.
They were all on the floor, which I thought was odd because Shanann usually doesn't start a project unless she's going to finish a project because of her OCD-ness, if that makes sense.
Okay.
But Chris does all the laundry too, so if Chris left for work, why was the bed stripped?
Right.
And he says he takes care of all the laundry and does all the laundry, so that was the other thing. I don't know, they're silly little things, but like, why would he strip the bed before he went to work if Shanann was still there sleeping in it?
Okay. And you said the pillows were on the ground too?
Yes.
Did you happen to notice if the covers were on the pillows?
I didn't.
Okay. What color sheets were on the bed or were laying in the pile?
They were white.
Any blankets or anything like that you noticed?
Yeah, there was blankets. I couldn't tell if like I said, they have like a down comforter or a duvet.
Okay.
That was on the floor. I don't know if it had an actual cover on it or not, or if it was there. Like I said, I didn't touch. I tried to touch as least as possible.
Okay.
Because, well, at that point, bad thoughts were going through my head.
Okay, so after you leave anything else in the master bedroom that you noticed?
Well, we weren't in the master bedroom. I just saw that from I peeked in the door and saw it. I didn't
Okay.
actually go in yet. So then I turned around and the police officer had asked if she had her phone. And then Chris comes out of
Oh,
the
yeah.
master bedroom and says she left her wedding ring on the nightstand. I didn't see it on the nightstand, but he brought it out and had it in his hand.
Did she have it with her
Yes.
in Arizona?
It was on her hand. I mean, I don't think, the only time I've ever seen her take it off was when she had her neck surgery.
Okay.
Because she can't have jewelry on when you have surgery.
All right. Tell me more about the phone.
So my son, like I said, he was rummaging through the pillows because we were trying to see if her phone was there. Because if it was, it's usually where people normally put phones or whatever, by the bed or whatever. I don't know why he chose to look in the sofa, but he did. He's a 16-year-old. I don't know. So
Where is the sofa?
it's right outside. They have so you have Chris's and Shanann's room are right here. Then there's a playroom over here and a bathroom. And then there's a laundry room right outside their bedroom. And then there's like a family room, and then across the hall is the girls' rooms. like not a hall, but like the corridor or whatever you want to call it, the family room.
Okay.
The girls' rooms are right across there.
And is this a 2-story
Yeah.
home? Okay.
It's Wolf 3. It's got a basement too.
Okay.
So my son found the phone, and it was stuffed down in the cushion.
Yeah, I'm sorry, where is the couch again?
Like,
So it's in the family room?
yeah, it's right outside their bedroom,
Okay.
like maybe 5-10 feet from the bedroom.
Okay.
Probably more like 10 feet, I guess, because it's like you have to walk around the corner and over to it.
Okay, he just starts taking off the cushions?
Yeah, he was just, because it's one of those couches that has the base cushions and then it's got a whole bunch of like throw pillows on it. So he picked up her phone and it wasn't on.
Okay.
And then at that point, because I called her mom and I called Cassie, we were all on the phone together and they were on speaker. So they heard everything that was going on and everything that was being said. And the police,
As you're walking through the house?
yeah, because her mom was saying, like, look here, like, see if this is here. And I'm like, Sandy, calm down, let's first see if she's in the house. So, we found her phone, and Chris turned it on. The police officer asked him to turn it on. So they turned it on, and then it needed a code. I didn't know the code, but Cassie knew the code. It was the baby's due date.
Okay.
So we put that in, and then the last text and call that she had made was to Chris. Because they popped on he started doing stuff to it, Chris did. Shanann's phone's an iPhone, I can't run iPhones, like yeah.
Did you happen to see what time that last text was?
I didn't, I mean, and I don't know if it was a text, it was just like on the call log or whatever. I'm pretty sure it said, I don't know even know if it said Chris, I just know it started to see, it could have said Cassie, whoever texted her last, I don't know. So then I walked away from the phone. I went downstairs because Sandy was like, Nikki, go look and see if the girls' meds are there. Because Cece, the 3-year-old, well, Bella too, but not as bad as Cece, they both have asthma, but Cece's highly allergic, like EpiPen, anaphylactic shock allergic to tree nuts. So Shanann always carries those stuff on her, like their inhalers, their EpiPens and stuff like that. So her mom said, go see if you can find the girls' medicine. So I went downstairs and I looked in the cupboard where I knew the medicine was. And I didn't see it, and I didn't even notice it till like a couple times passing or whatever. The thing that she carries them in, it was on the counter, but it was under the cupboard and it was like back in the corner, and I just like, I don't know, franticness, wasn't paying attention, but it was there. So she did not have the girls' meds with her. And then, because we found the phone, she was like, is her purse there? And I'm like, I don't see it anywhere. So then I started rummaging through the house trying to find a purse, and I didn't find it. And I'm like, no, her purse isn't here. I was like, so maybe she did go somewhere with the girls, like thinking that she did. And then, it was odd to me because there was a pair of CC shoes right there, sat outside their shoe closet. And then there was a pair of shoes right by the back door. I think they were Bella's. And then for whatever reason, there was 2 pairs of shoes of the girls' shoes out on the back porch on a chair. And, I mean, Shanann, the girls have a blanket out and she says it's dirty and picks up after them. I mean, they very rarely have stuff scattered everywhere. So I found that to be odd, but I'm like, oh, maybe Cece wouldn't pick what shoe she was on and she was in a hurry because she needed to go. I don't know. So those were out, and then we went over to the neighbor's house because he said the cop had asked questions I couldn't tell you. Like at that point I wasn't really paying attention. I was trying to like look for things that her mom was asking me to look for. She asked me to check the knives. I'm like, no, all the knives are here on the counter, like the butcher block or whatever. She asked me to go down in the basement and look just to make sure. I went downstairs. Stuff like, I mean, she was like telling me, because she lived there, she's like, did you check her shoe closet? She has this amazing shoe closet in her office that her dad built her, sorry. Okay. But I was like, Sandy, like, they're not here. I don't know what to say. They're not here. Then at some point, the neighbor said he has security cameras that face the driveway. And he said it only picks up motion. So he has it time clocked of when I dropped her off and when I left. But it doesn't show Shanann getting out of my car, and she got out of my car and got her luggage and then went up to the house. And I backed up, but I sat there for a second to make sure she made it in the house and shut the door and everything was fine. I can confirm she was in the house.
And she went in through the front door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So Yeah, and I don't know if she flipped the lock after, I don't know, but she did go through the front door. And then, he had security camera of that, and then he had security camera of Chris backing up his work truck to their garage at 5:18 in the morning and loading something up in it. And that's when my mind went bad, like really bad, because what would he be loading up at 5:18 in the morning? And Shanann yells at him, and he doesn't go out the garage because the garage is right below the girl's bedroom, and it would wake them up. He always went to and from the front door, as far as I know.
Okay. I assume the police took that video.
I think they got it today. I went back over because I talked to Fox 31, just doing a plea, like, if you're out there, please come home, please contact somebody. And they were there at that time. The neighbor said they asked him for the surveillance, if they could call, he could call his or whatever, not insurance, security system place and get the video sent over to him. And they were there with a K9 unit too, so.
Okay.
I mean, and this whole time I'm trying to be as cordial to Chris as possible, but I don't know.
I think you said several times that your mind went to a bad place or something to that effect.
Because her
What?
purse, well, then we found her purse. So then after we saw the videos, we go back in the house, and I found her purse right inside the door of her office. And I went in her office several times. It was like tucked right there by the door. I just walked past
Was it behind the door?
No, it was like right next to the door. Like, the door was open, and then on the opposite side, it was sitting right inside the door.
Okay. So did it appear like somebody was trying to hide it, or just?
No,
it
I think she
kinda
just, like,
out of the
somebody
way?
set it right inside the door as they were walking by or whatever. So, like, I don't know, he's never made me think that he would do anything bad or done anything to make me assume that, but Shanann wouldn't leave her phone, she wouldn't leave her car, she wouldn't leave without the kids' meds, like, and I'm just like, Chris, you were the last one to saw her, where is she?
That was one thing I was gonna ask you about. So this EpiPen that she carries for Cece,
Mhm.
does she go anywhere without that?
That I don't know, but I mean, I'm sure the school has them, but she had, like, I don't know how, I just know she carries it on her if she's gonna go somewhere where there might be an issue.
Yeah.
I don't
So-
know if they have one in the car, like, I don't know to that extent, but I know, like, when she travels, she has a little case that has all of their inhalers and an EpiPen and all of that in it. So, and she just got back from North Carolina, so in her office, on her desk, there's bags of all different kinds of medications that the girls take, like, you know, Tylenol, ibuprofen, Motrin, allergy medicine, and whatever, I don't know what they're prescribed to, so whatever it was all still in baggies.
Okay.
So my thought is, if you were gonna leave your husband, why not pick up the baggies that are already packed and take them with you?
Right.
But all of their luggage was there too, that was the other thing. She bought the girls special luggage to go to North Carolina, like, if you were gonna leave, why wouldn't you pack up their clothes and take it?
Okay. So did Shanann ever say anything to you about their relationship?
So, the week they were in North Carolina, and I can show you text that she sent me, she said, I think it was the second or third week,